Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines. We got Mr. Bitcoin, Michael Saylor in the news. We got UK and cold storage unhosted wallets. You're going to want it. SBI Ripple partner R3. You're going to want that. Susan Friedman, Rosie Rios, Michael Esbar, Ashish Burla, Kahina Van Dyke. What do they all have in common? I think I may have an answer. David Schwartz with some new footage and important remarks you're going to want to hear about Ripple's progress. And BIS says, we want to show you what the future of the new financial system looks like. And I'm going to give you evidence from C.Lagarde exactly what it looks like. And you're going to want it. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. I've done this before, but I hit the mute button by accident. There we go. Dig Perspectives at the top of the screen. Follow us on Twitter. Give us a follow there. And give us a follow on TikTok at Digital Perspectives No Space is growing really fast over there. 972 billion market cap for crypto right now. We're up 1.6%. It's June 21st, 2022. Good morning, everybody. Bitcoin right now, 21,200 plus. Ethereum, 1,100 plus. Jumping down now. Cardano is at 50 cents, 2 for $1, and XRP is 3 for $1 right now. I mean, my fire siren's going off. Blue light special for me. Not financial advice, but I want to find some dry powder, even if I got to look in the couch cushions this morning. We're at 33 cents, ranging between 32 and 33 cents. We got a tight trading range this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look here. Coins Kid says it best here. We know that he's looking at the dollar Dixie chart, which is the dollar index, and we know that over a long period of time, we've learned that the dollar index, when it does well, crypto does bad. When it does bad, crypto does well. And he's saying here to roll over dollar Dixie, roll over so crypto can go ahead and take off. And it looks like he is seeing a moment where that itself may just happen. I did have to say that this is probably one of the greatest crypto tweets of 2022. Bravo, Coins Kid. Give him a follow. Michael Saylor wants the cryptocurrency industry to become more transparent, he says. XRP Crypto Wolf says, sounds like Michael Saylor should have bought XRP instead, since Ripple is one of the most transparent companies in crypto, which is the truth. You know, this is the opposite of what Michael Saylor and a lot of Bitcoin maxis have been saying. Anti-bank, anti-government, anti-establishment. That's been the message. Do not forget, and I don't say this to to make Michael Saylor look bad, but remember, Michael Saylor was the biggest loser in the .com era, and he remained wealthy. Can you afford to take the risks that he takes? I have a huge appetite for risk, but not as much as he does. I don't, really hold a lot of Bitcoin. I'll hold it occasionally, and it's usually for short periods of time when I do it. But the truth is that, I see a situation where I hold crypto and gold. I don't look the difference between the two. I think I hold both because I have a risk appetite for crypto. And I love that. And this here, you see with the inflation going on, a senior hedge fund figure says the Federal Reserve may be preparing to loosen its policy and accept a spike inflationary to even higher levels. To even higher levels than what we're already experiencing. This is why I like gold. This is why I like Glint as a customer. And it is allocated physical gold. It is not paper gold. It is physically allocated to you. Thank you, Will Wallace, for that. Link underneath the video. It makes me feel a lot better about taking the risks that I take in crypto, albeit Bitcoin or XRP or some other asset, right? Now, keep an eye out for this because there's a podcast coming up on June 24th in just 3 days. And you're going to want every bit of it here. It's Legal Titans Norm Pattis and John Deaton dive into ETHgate and ramifications for freedom. Friday, June 24th, 1 p.m. Eastern. I am sure that is going to be straight fire. Shout out to Jimmy Valley and John Deaton. Do not miss that. Do not miss it. As soon as I get a link, I will share it. Kava Labs is jumping off. Look at this right here. $750 million developer incentive program is open to all DeFi, NFT, and GameFi builders looking to deploy on Cosmos EVM. Excuse me. Welcome to Builder-Owned Network. You know, this is exciting because, you know, in this down market, you see people that are really using this opportunity to build, to bring people, to bring the best of the best and say, hey, come over here and build the next iteration of this new financial system, this digital revolution. If you're one of those people, make sure you contact them. And if not, give them a follow because there's things happening very, very quickly in a big way all the time. Link underneath the video. UK scraps plan to monitor unhosted digital wallets. Now, this is pretty interesting. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but I do want to read this first part, which is in stark contrast to a proposal approved in March by the European Union, will not require in the United Kingdom senders of crypto assets to collect information about recipients who use unhosted wallet addresses. Instead of requiring the collection of beneficiary and originator information for all unhosted wallet transfers, crypto asset businesses will only be expected to collect this information for transactions identified as posing an elevated risk of illicit finance. According to a document published by the Treasury, the decision came after soliciting feedback from a variety of respondents, including academics and industry experts such as Brian Armstrong from Coinbase. So we'll keep you posted if that changes, but that's big deal for UK residents right there. BIS says trust in money remains the bedrock of stability. And by the way, trusted money is really what we're talking about. The soul of money belongs neither to big tech nor to an anonymous ledger. The soul of money is trust. Are we ready for the new financial system? You better be, because we're going to look at evidence going forward here about how it is rolling out right before our eyes. And you're going to hear from David Schwartz and C.Lagarde as well. And she's going to tell you exactly who some of the two of those players are, in fact, and you're going to like the answer. Financial giant SBI to test XRP in a $6.6 trillion foreign exchange market. Do you remember this? I do. And now's the time to really be paying attention to it. This was back in 2020, 2 years ago, where we know SBI Ripple Partners said that they were going to be preparing to test XRP in that $6.6 trillion foreign exchange market. What do you think they've been up to for the last 24 months with all of that? Imagine the simulation data, the modeling, the AI, or everything else that they're using to collect data collection. Look, just in the last 2 years, I'm saying don't even think about what they've been doing since probably 2013, 2014, or whenever SBI became a partner, which was the inception, I believe, of Ripple. You know, when you think about the amount of information and data collection that they have probably gathered, it is, I bet you it is staggering. They know exactly what the functionality, the benefits of XRP can be. And I'm going to give you evidence of that right now. This right here from 801 XRP, fam, SBI holding Ripple R3 Corda partnership. Remember, they are shareholders in both companies at SBI. Yoshitaka Kitao saying that XRP is the number one crypto asset. Hold tight, and this case is over. The world will reveal who the true king is. I do believe that. You see right here, and I'm going to just show you this very quickly. And I'll get to it because it says strengthening partnership with 25 capital participants, banks, and connected companies with the U.S. and Ripple. It shows how all this works through MoneyTap here. And it shows this in order to strengthen, they're going to have Ripple participate. This is a little older information, but think about what is coming. You're going to see some information here in just a second. Generally speaking, the remittance, look at the savings here. Generally, international remittance is 20.9 BPS, right, against the settlement amount. Whereas international remittance utilizing XRP's Ripple's virtual currency through Ripple's system is 8.3 bips. or a 60% cost reduction. So this is where it comes down to people that say, oh, they're using Ripple software, but they're never going to use XRP. Well, of course they're going to use it. If you're using the software, you're not getting the full 60% reduction until you use XRP. You're telling me that banks, small, medium enterprises, financial institutions are not going to want the full savings by using the complete suite of products with the software? Come on now. And this is what I want to talk about here. Cowboy Crypto points out here, Susan Friedman is also a board member at the Digital Pound Foundation. Ripple joined the foundation as a member in October of 21. That's exactly right. And you can see right here, Susan Friedman, board member of Digital Pound Foundation, vice chair of the blockchain for Europe as well as the head of public policy for Ripple themselves, right? So this is really important because it makes me think of Susan Friedman, Michael S. Barr, who's now gotten the green light from the Senate Banking Committee to be the VP Federal Reserve Chair. Ashish Birla, who just announced that he's leaving but will remain on the board of Ripple. Rosie Rios, for 43rd Treasurer of the United States Treasury, but a board member. Kahina Van Dyke, who went from Facebook to Ripple, then the Standard Charter, and said she'd only be a node away. These important people look less like they went on to something else to me, and look more like they are a part of going to places that are an important transition team member. That's what it looks like. And I'll be extremely interested to see where Ashish Birla turns up next, if it doesn't align with the other members that we've seen and what they are doing currently. I have a sneaky suspicion, because he's remaining on the board, that he's going to show up at a very, very important place not too long from now. I'm speculating, but we'll see. We're close to having global coverage of on-demand liquidity, Ashish Birla said just not long ago, before saying that he was moving on but remaining on the board. And you know what? We are not far away from that. This is a clip of David Schwartz talking that came out yesterday. Shout out to Darren Moore for the clip here. And basically, he's talking about how Ripple and XRP Ledger are going to serve as a foundation, is what I surmise from his comments here, for the new digital revolution, for the new digital future of finance. It will not be one token to rule them all, but instead it's the layer that they're providing, that foundational market infrastructure, where it puts them in a position where they want to see all crypto projects do well, because a lot of them will be interoperable with the XRP ledger and all of the people that are plugged into that. Listen to this analogy he gives about Twitter and the internet and who the real customer is at the time.
The way I think about Ripple is like, our target market doesn't exist. Our target market are people who have these tools that are integrated, that have interoperability, that give them the seamless user experience. Just like Twitter's target market is people who like have home internet access, right? And people who have smartphones. They're not trying to get people smartphones. They're not trying to get people home internet access. They start where we need to get. Like, we need to get to the point where our target market exists. Right? Like if you had the idea for Twitter in the 90s, your target market doesn't exist, so you can't do anything with it. The long-term goal is to get that target market to exist so that we have a market for the products and services that we sort of really want to be offering the world. It's a strange place to be. The nice thing about that is we need our competitors to succeed, right? Like, if you're Twitter, it's the MySpaces of the world and the GeoCities of the world that made people have home internet access, that made them have smartphones. So we're actually in a point where we need to be benevolent, because it could, just like no company could build the internet all by itself. They couldn't do smartphones and ISPs and Twitter, and right, no company could do all of that. So you need an ecosystem to exist. And so it's nice that we're in a position where benevolence is in our self-interest. It's kind of ironic. So we want to grow we want our competitors to succeed, perversely.
It really makes perfect sense to me the way he's laying that out, because what he's saying is that the more competitors out here that start to win, the more you can serve to build the market infrastructure, because the XRP ledger is also a DEX, a decentralized exchange. And if the competitor's doing well, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't have a DEX, but it can certainly interface with the XRP ledger, which can take you cash to Bitcoin if you need to be, right? And that's exactly what he's pointing out here. Just like, you need, when he talks about the idea that if you were Twitter and you were in the 90s, you didn't have a customer base because there wasn't internet. It's exactly right. He's telling you in that statement, I believe what I get from that is that we are the new internet. We are the new value protocol, or at least one of them, that will serve to be interoperable for the ubiquitous experience of adding moving value like emails to the internet experience that we have today. And in order for that to work, we need to be benevolent and watch all these other competitors come out here and do well so we can link them all together with the DEX and automated market makers. Bank of International Settlements puts out an interesting video. They say, you want to see what the new financial system looks like? Here's what the future of the new financial system looks like. Take a look here.
Investor protection issues.
The future monetary system, right here. Looking at the current crypto turmoil, what are the structural problems in this ecosystem?
Well, we certainly need to address the financial stability and investor protection issues. But as we say in the chapter, there are deeper structural issues. For example, the role of stablecoins, which are very central in this ecosystem. So it tells us that, the whole system is in search of a nominal anchor. So if central bank money didn't exist, it would need to be invented, as it were. The more serious problem is the fragmentation of the crypto universe.
Isn't that exactly what David just talked about? Eliminating the fragmentation? I mean, the stable coins need to be a central part of this because this is the on and off ramps to this digital world. And what is going to get you on and off these ramps? A decentralized exchange with automated market makers. That's what XRP Ledger, baby. And when you get to a place like that, you're going to need to evaluate this possible notion. What brings the confidence to bring everyone to this new value protocol or protocols that exist? I believe it is just as DAI is saying in this tweet here, and you guys know it's not breaking news for me, but I believe right here, you're going to see a moment where gold is revalued. And imagine what could revalue that. Announcing that the G7 or G20, the major currencies and economies of the world, decide we're going to launch a stable coin or a central bank digital currency, and that is going to be backed by gold. We're going to go back to that standard. Wouldn't that give another value use case utility again to gold, renewing that? And that would set a demand for it like we've never seen. That would also bring a confidence to the new system to use it because it's better than the paper one just by saying that you're going to do it. And then you use stable coins, CBDCs, built, released on the ledger, XRP and XLM. That's going to stabilize and bring confidence to the system. And voila, I'm oversimplifying. That's how you get here. But here's more evidence right here. This is back, I believe, if my memory serves me right, when Christine Lagarde was still the IMF managing director before taking the president of the ECB position. And listen to what she says at the end of this clip here.
I certainly see potential for CBDC. Digital currency is what I'm referring to. I tell you what we are seeing, and it changes so fast in a matter of 1 year. The crypto assets at large have lost about 85% of their value in a matter of 1 year. What we are seeing at the moment is what Carlos was referring to, which is, development into new technologies that will actually change the way in which intermediation is conducted. Eliminate some of the barriers, including the unconscious biases that exist out there. And I think in the banking system at large in many countries, the difference will not be between those who are disrupted and those who survive, but it will be between those who are cannibalized because they are not seeing it coming and they're not embracing it, and those who self-induce that cannibalization, and I'm using cannibalization on purpose because it's a bit of a striking, horrible word, but it's really what it means. It's you're going to disrupt your business model, you're going to change it, you're going to reduce your cost, you're going to expedite your transactions, and you're going to continue to inspire confidence because you will build that on the basis of an existing backbone, which is your bank and the confidence relationship that you've established with your customers. So that's
Listen very closely here.
That's where I see changes happening now. If you think of Circle and Ripples and all those, that's where they are active and helpful.
That's where they're active and helpful. And she says Circle and Ripple. Now, that is the former managing director of the IMF in January 2019, and now the president of the European Central Bank, really overseeing the money for 27 different countries. And as David Schwartz remarked, they're still building out the infrastructure so they can have enough people connected to it to then say, here's why you use Ripple and XRP, just as SBI's Yoshitaka Kitao said, so you can get 60% savings. But you have to be on the new system before you can actually use it. That's where we're at on this day. Hit that like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Oh, things are coming, ladies and gentlemen. Things are coming. And I tell you, I can't wait for it. But I know one thing. I don't mind being this early when I know that there's something so big just on the other side of it. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. I'll catch all of you on the next one.